What's up, we're back, and today, fastest way to finish Team Affinity. Now, I did my research. Look at this. I've been putting in a shift. I've actually experimented myself. This is the fastest way to finish Team Affinity, proven by me. I'm recording this video the night Team Affinity came out. It's releasing around noon the following morning. I'm going to bed with Team Affinity already halfway done or more in almost every single division. I'm going to tell you the fastest way to get this done. It's a pretty nice method. Now, Team Affinity's changed a lot each chapter. Chapter 1, pretty easy. Chapter 2, a little bit more tedious, different missions. Chapter 3, perhaps the most complex of all. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, join the Discord link down below. Members already have early access to this video. That's a nice feature for Diamond tier members. Here we go. So first off, player exchanges. I highly recommend doing the player exchanges for Team Affinity. You'll get hella points. 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, bam. 65,000 Team Affinity points just for doing the exchanges. Now, they did change up these exchanges a little bit, right? So you can exchange any players, then pitchers, then hitters, right? So there's a couple different things, and then live series. So really the type of card for each division is now important as well. If you invested in those breakout series players, you potentially still could have sold them off for a profit, and they were definitely, the breakout series guys are the best players to use for the huge one. For this 30,000 point exchange, those breakout series players are great to exchange here, as well as depending on if they're a hitter or a pitcher for this one right here. Then you'll have to just buy some live series guys near quick sell, get some low tier gold. The cheapest way to do it is with bronzes, but who feels like buying 400 of them, right? I just did it with a bunch of golds. I overpaid, but it'll pay for itself. I promise you that, with the packs along the way. So you get 70,000, 65,000 Team Affinity points right off the bat, which puts you right here. You get the first pack. Now, who do you want to pick with this first pack, right? Well, it's very simple. You're going to want to take a righty pitcher or a lefty hitter first. Okay, let's just repeat. Make sure you're taking a righty pitcher or a lefty hitter. Don't take Don't take DJ LeMahieu. It can also be a switch hitter actually too, so Brian Roberts would be fine here as well. But I like Brad Miller, Tom Henke, Wade Boggs, or Brian Roberts. Don't take a righty hitter, or you're kind of wasting a pick right here. Also, I don't even think there is any lefty pitchers, except for Cliff Lee. But to take the righty pitcher first. I'll talk about why in a second. So multiplayer missions. You can look at my screen. I haven't done any multiplayer missions for the most part. I started out in events, seeing if it would be viable, if it would be good. But really, look, there's no multiplayer boss missions. Instead, the new boss missions are not repeatable. They're one-time missions. And look at this, where to play. Play versus CPU. It's amazing. Now, the fact that they're not repeatable is kind of buffed by the fact that they're in play versus CPU, and they're pretty easy. 10 total bases. You know how easy that is in play versus CPU on rookie? Very simple. 5 strikeouts against a CPU on rookie. That takes 5 seconds. So that's why, take the righty pitcher, take the lefty batter. And the reason I'm saying that is because you can then potentially go into events if you need to, which we'll talk about why you might need to. Because in this event, depending on the team requirements, it has to be a lefty or switch hitter batter or a righty pitcher. So guys like Cliff Lee, they're not going to be eligible for this event. And all the righty batters aren't eligible as well. However, I haven't really been doing this event. You might as well call this Team Affinity play versus CPU only. So look, player exchanges. Do that first for every single division. You'll already get the first boss pack. That's great. Now you got to talk about something else. The Extreme Showdown. I mean, it says it in the name. It's extremely frustrating. I grinded Team Affinity with my girlfriend, right? It was a nice little date night, and I was facing Sandy Alcantara. She told me to steal with 2 outs remaining, and I got hosed. So thank you for that. It was extremely frustrating. I had to do it twice. Luckily, beat it on the second try. So it took about 2 hours to finish the showdown, but 20,000 points for each division. That's huge. Not just for one division, but for each division. I also did the Team Affinity Showdown once by accident. I thought I was doing the Extreme Showdown, but it was actually just a normal one. So I did that once, and it got about 11,000 or 12,000 Team Affinity points for my division of choice, right? And it was pretty simple. Took about 30 minutes. It's definitely easier than the Extreme one for sure. So that normal Showdown could be good. We'll talk about why. It's kind of about, there's no strategic way to do this where you can just, grind and repeat one singular mission. You're going to have to kind of dink and dunk as you can, but play versus CPU is going to be the staple. So what do I mean by that? Once you have the exchanges done, once you have the extreme showdown done, then focus on the extreme moments, right? Now, striking out 14 batters without giving up 2 runs, not too hard at all. Took me 2 tries. I pitch on meter. Not too shabby. Looking at the AL East, let's look at the AL East extreme moment. Hit 2 home runs with Brad Miller. Hitting 2 home runs, not terrible. It's on a pretty easy difficulty in my opinion. My PCI was big. Also, Brad Miller is a freaking GOAT S-tier Team Affinity card. So hitting 2 home runs was pretty simple in my opinion. Pitching 9 innings without giving up a run and striking out 12 batters. I lost this 4 times in the 8th inning every single time. So that was very frustrating. Keep the pitch count down, but this is also very doable right there. And again, these are 10,000 points each, so they're definitely worth it. Hitting 1 home run with Eric Davis. If you're going to do any of them, just do this. This is not an extreme moment. This is an extremely easy moment. So that NL Central is a free 10,000 points right there. AL West, good luck. You know, Jeff Bagwell is a bum. Jeff the Bum Bagwell, you're not getting 10 total bases unless you're Hercules. You can see even I haven't done that moment. Looking at the NL West, I mean, this one also is quite difficult as well, in my opinion. Hunter Renfroe. You know, I've gotten 3 hits every single time. With it, I've had 2 home runs and a extra base hit. I come up in the 9th, bam, perfect line out. And that's happened twice. I don't know. I'll probably attempt this moment again in the morning. You know, probably when you guys are watching this video, I'll be doing this moment. So this one is doable, but it's hard. But as you can see, these extreme moments are actually, some of them aren't too bad. Besides the 2 we just covered, the rest are actually pretty simple, free 10,000 points. Now, the reason I say dink and dunk, right? First off, you're going to get this pack easily if you do the exchanges. And if you don't have the stubs for the exchanges, I highly suggest becoming a member because you'll have the stubs to do the exchanges. I promise you that. Then this next pack is at 100,000 points. You need this pack because you want to get these guys to do these missions. These are the ones you want to do. You got to do the boss missions to get the free 10,000 points every single time. You want to do that in play versus CPU. Now, I suggest, you know, hopping in, you're going to have 5 bosses, 6 bosses, 1 from each division. The other 3 cards, just use some of the old Team Affinity bosses because there's a repeatable 1,500 parallel XP with those guys right here. There's also a 2,500 parallel XP with some of the actual new bosses, right? So basically, hop into play versus CPU and just play a 9-inning game with that boss team lineup. You'll get the 10 total bases. Make sure you're substituting your pitchers after 5 strikeouts, right? Strategically finishing off these missions. Then you get 10,000 here, 10,000 there. That's great. And you're also going to be adding and accumulating this parallel XP. I've played about 3 9-inning games on play versus CPU. Final scores, you know, they're like 30-0. So, I mean, it's very simple, very easy. You're on rookie difficulty, not too shabby at all. Definitely better than some of the bloodbaths in the event from last game, right? So, single-player missions, you'll be getting these 30 strikeouts. You'll be getting these 30 hits, you know, but that's only 7.5k XP, and it's only going to be happening like once every 2 games. So, those aren't great, but they are solid missions. Really, it's these boss missions. And you can look at my screen. You can see I'm close after 3 games to getting this parallel XP. That's 12.5k. The reason this is important, right? It's because these boss missions alone, the boss stat missions that are worth 10,000 points, it's not going to be enough. You know, let's look at a division that's like 47% right now. 95,000, right? I'm kind of dead zoned. How am I going to get an extra 5,000 points in the AL West, right? You know, this moment right here is worth 2,500. Yes, I could do this moment, and I probably will, but let's pretend I already had that. Let's pretend I had that done, right? Let's pretend I'm at, you know, 125, 115 or whatever. You know, 10,000 isn't enough to get from boss pack to boss pack, which means you're going to have to find some missions in between. And that's why I think this parallel XP is going to be a nice filler mission to get along the way. That's 12.5k XP right there, repeatable, plus the 7,500 right here. You're looking at 20,000 points, plus the 10,000 points with the boss stats. That's 30,000 points. That should be enough each time to get you kind of in between these boss packs. You can see this one's a 40,000 point gap, and this one's a 30,000 point gap. So most of them are 30,000 point gaps between packs, which the parallel XP plus the repeatable, non-repeatable boss mission, the one-time thing, should be able to get you to the next boss pack. And in the instance where it can't, you know, if you're having trouble getting from 130 to 170, then you hit the showdown once. You know, you'll get the 30,000 from the method I just mentioned on play versus CPU. You know, you'll get the parallel XP over a couple games. You'll get the boss one-time mission, 10,000 points, and then you can hop into the normal showdown, not the extreme showdown. You know, everyone calm down. You don't have to do the extreme showdown if you don't want to. Even if you don't have to do the extreme showdown at all. It just helps speed it up. But really, you can get the 60,000 and then just start this method. But just do the normal showdown. If you do this normal showdown, you'll get, I think, 4 vouchers. That'll give you 12,000 Team Affinity points, and that'll bridge that gap a little bit easier. You debatably, you know, you don't even have to be getting these parallel XP missions. What you could do is just simply get the boss pack, hit the 10,000 point mission in Playver CPU, and then repeatedly do this showdown. But I think that would be pretty long. You know, you're talking about doing showdown like 50 times. Hell no. But listen, that's the way that I've been doing Team Affinity. That's the way I plan on strategically doing it more. Now look at this. 25 standards, 8 ball-ins, 4 millionaire packs. That's 4 million subs guaranteed. Headliners pack, and then whatever the hell are in these 6 packs right here. You know, that's why I say the exchanges pay for themselves. Yes. You know, I sold my kidney to finish these exchanges. You know, because the breakout players, those were great. Those were low budget. But then I just bought now a bunch of like live series guys, overpaid a little bit or whatnot to finish the exchanges. I got like 4 million subs. Who cares? But this will pay it off. You know, I'm only halfway done Team Affinity, and I already have about, you know, 50K stubs in packs, I'm guessing. And I'm going to have a lot more once I finish this. So that's the fastest method so far right now that I've found to be doing Team Affinity. Hope this helps you guys out. And man, I need a shower. Peace out. Thanks for watching.